Location, location, location. You've heard this one, right? It's based on the choice of location of your investment property can make it a deal or a dud. So what does make the location right to make your next investment property a juicy nest egg and not a lemon? Hi, my name is Keith Grisman, founder of Property Only, and welcome to our video series, The Why, What, When and How of Property Investing. Choosing the right location for investment property is absolutely definitely a key to its success. There are 4 key points that I will share with you in this video to assist choosing the right location for your next investment property. Diverse employment base and strong employment growth. A broad, diverse, long-term employment base is a must for a good investment location. Never invest in a one-horse town. Towns that rely on one or even just a few key industries, companies or employers are not good for long-term property investment. There may be some exceptions to this rule, like Canberra. However, I ask you, what would happen in Canberra if the federal parliament was to move elsewhere? What would happen to the employment base and therefore the property market? Sadly, there are many recent mining town examples that highlight this fact. Property prices can and often do implode once a key industry goes into recession and companies have to reduce their workforce. They can come back, but until that time your nest egg will be on ice or in the deep freeze. Established macroeconomic facilities. We like to focus in areas near established and considerable infrastructure, like cities, town centres or regional centres. Especially important are macroeconomic facilities like hospitals, schools, daycare centres, shopping centres, banks, regional facilities and government support services like Centrelink, etc. Many property commentators take the easy road and suggest Sydney, Melbourne or Brisbane as ideal locations to fulfil these criteria. However, price needs to be considered when choosing a location. For example, while Sydney ticks all the boxes for employment and infrastructure, with median house prices in Sydney currently around $1 million, this does not suit many property investors. I suggest you look in middle to outer ring suburbs of large CBDs or regional locations of significant size, such as the Gold Coast, Newcastle, Wollongong, Geelong, or the beautiful Sunshine Coast. Yes, it's where I live and I'm allowed to be biased. We will talk about price ranges in a later video, but for the moment, please know that I suggest a price point between $350,000 and $500,000 to get the most bang for your buck, so stay tuned. Microeconomic facilities. The existence of thriving microeconomic facilities like parks, coffee shops, takeaway shops, restaurants, bus stops and corner shops are a sign of a well-established community where people like to live, meet with friends and love living. Areas with engaged neighbourhoods and community centres, bowls clubs, RSLs, surf clubs and other social activities are places where people like to raise families. An important aspect for a growing community and therefore the property investor. Access and transport. Another important aspect is the access to an area, the entry and exit routes and convenience to highways and public transport, train, bus and airports. The more the better. It is not advantageous to have an isolated community from central locations. This will affect the value of your property. And with regional areas, sub 1 hour access to a major city is a very important point. This isn't a substitute for the items in points 2 and 3 above in relation to micro and macroeconomic facilities, but it is a key additional point. And finally, you want to do your research. Find out how many homes are in the area you're interested in investing in. How many homes are for sale? Find out how long it's taking homes currently for sale to sell or to find a tenant. In an area with high demand for real estate, properties sell or rent quickly. Areas with low demand or an oversupply of properties sell slowly. Properties will stay unsold for longer periods of time and stay vacant for weeks or months without finding a tenant. In closing, I want to mention, don't forget to consider the natural infrastructure of an area. Items such as beaches, mountains, and the climate can have a positive impact on the property market. This does not compensate for the hard-built infrastructure and employment generators an area may or may not have. It may be a lovely place to live, but can people get jobs and pay their rent or their mortgage? To help you evaluate a property location, download our free checklist location criteria sheet by clicking the link below and entering your name and email. We'll send you the street straight to your inbox. Our next video is old versus new, how to evaluate a renovated property versus a brand new property. We'll see you then. So what does make a location the right place to make your next investment? So what does the location